It's Higurashi Tuesday, a little later tonight, but that's fine. We're okay with that. Sorry, I had to check something on my phone. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, great. So yeah, welcome to the stream. It's Higurashi Tuesday. Let's do. Basically, the recap, right? Is that Shion's happy fun time torture time coming to an end, basically. Um, she was the people that she needed to feel like needed to get revenge on. Uh, did their thing. Uh, you know. Uh, and this is such a bad recap on my part. My bad. I'm trying to think. Well, I was thrown for a tizzy because we got another choice thing. The game threw another choice thing at us. The choice was very weird. Actual choices, the words for the choices the game gave us and presented, but then the choice ultimately ended up becoming the difference between Ketchy telling Shion, "No, you're not Mion, your demon," or "No, you're not Mion, you're Shion." Now, I noted at the time, but I don't recall now which option was the not bad ending between the two. So, but I noted at the time, so go back and see what I said then, because I definitely got it clear there, but over the course of these last 3 days, I forgot which one was for which. But we ended up seeing what the bad end route resulted in, and that is Ketchy passing out on a park bench. And then the good path, we did the one on the good path was the whole seeing, Mion. Was it seeing Mion in the hospital with Arena? Or was that the one? See, now I'm gonna start getting them. Oh god, this is terrible. This is awkward. Now I'm gonna be getting them all. I should have probably double checked before the stream. Actually, we can do this, and by we, actually, I was gonna do it on my phone. We can do this. We have the technology. One sec. I can check this. We're gonna be fine. I can go back to the old stream, because this feels like I should, actually figure this out. So let's go second screen experience really quick. So this is, look at the VOD. This is the VOD on Twitch. Let's blow it up. Let's figure this out, because this is going to be important. I feel like the thing is, I don't need to start the viewing experience on a bad note. You know what I mean? And by viewing experience, I mean people getting mad that I didn't keep straight which of the routes was the one. So she had stopped breathing. Great. We need to get to like an actual. Let's go to the actual. Here we are in the hospital. Here's the park bench. Okay, so the hospital and park bench is the same ending. It was the bad route. So we did get Mion. Now the thing I need to make sure. So Shion's like, oh, the demon calmed down. Great. Okay, so I think the bad route is we call Shion the demon. We don't call her Shion. We call her a demon. She attacks us. And then it's what I think we saw in a different chapter, right? I'm assuming. Where the police rush in. Shion maybe gets away, I think. And then we get scooped up. Rina, Ketchi, and the real Mion, the one we know as have known as Mion throughout this whole game, gets scooped up. Mion taken to the hospital. We then go check her out. I just want to make sure. I gotta re-jog my own memory here. So yeah, even if I wish I could just like fast forward like 10 seconds through this player. Does she get lit up? I don't know what she does. Whatever. So I think Mion, I think the one we know as Mion, I could be wrong, but I think the one we know as Mion gets scooped up along with Ketchi and Rina, taken to the hospital. She gets checked up on. They go to the hospital. They finally go. We see this. And then what happens is then it turns to evening. We go to the park or something. Ketchi and Mion, the one we know as Mion throughout most of the game. I gotta keep saying that. Then look at this park scenery, and then we go to the scene. They go to a bench. Oh shit, I spoiled it. Whatever. They go to a bench, and he's like passes out. So that's whatever. Yeah, he's unresponsive, passes out. Okay. So then that was the path we went to see the ending to. This is so sketchy on my part. Then the second one, the actual ending that we're going to continue, that we got to a save point on, is the whole Ketchi is strapped to the table. I think, yeah. And probably she, I think, makes him, force him to pass out or whatever. She takes Mion, the one we know as Mion, goes to that well thing. Basically, they switch clothing and then says, "You're gonna die, Mion. I'm gonna act as you now from now on." And then I think that's kind of where it went. I'd have to find it again, and I'm too lazy at this point. So, that's not what I meant to do. Definitely didn't mean to click that. Okay, so I think that's where we're at. Wasn't that such a good recap? Whatever. We'll just deal with that. I thought I could change something, but display-wise, but okay. So yeah, we're gonna go from there. That was a great recap by me. You're welcome. Kind of had to get my own, like, restart my own brain, And let's see what happens. June 1983. There's been a series of disappearances in Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone City, XX Prefecture. A suspect is Mion Sonozaki. Something year olds. Teen years old. Allegedly, she abducted, imprisoned, and killed 5 Hinamizawan residents: Oryu Sonozaki, Shion Sonozaki, Kishiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo between June 19th and the 21st. preliminary investigations on the incident were delayed. At the time, due to insufficient evidence, but by chance the case was solved rather abruptly. On the morning of the 22nd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. They secured the suspect's missing younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and her 2 missing classmates, Keshi Maibara and Reina Ragusas. The suspect fled the scene. We found hair, pieces of skin, and blood of the 4 missing people, Ori Sonozaki, Kishiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo, in the torture room that was discovered in the basement of the outbuilding on the Sonozaki family property. Oh, it's getting cut off there. Supposedly, that's where they were killed. We concluded that the victims were tortured in that torture room. However, their remains have still not been found. According to one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, the bodies should be somewhere in the basement of the outbuilding where the torture took place. However, nothing has been uncovered as of yet, including the escape route the suspect took. In addition... Sorry, I had a piece of lettuce in my mouth. In my teeth, you know. In addition, investigations continue regarding any possible connection to the series of mysterious deaths in recent years. But no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved, either directly or indirectly, has been found. There are still many unclear points as to the motive behind the incident, and as those of the Sonozaki family and the residents of Inamazawa have been extremely uncooperative in assisting us, we expect to require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region is that this may have been a lynching, an internal form of punishing sacrilegious acts carried out against the beliefs of Inamazawa village. It is clear that these incidents are particularly rooted in this region, and the prefectural police department has ordered a cautious investigation. We anticipated gaining valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been imprisoned for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister. However, the incident has left such serious mental after effects that she has not been in a state of mind to properly answer any questions about what she knows. The psychiatrist concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but as of today, she is yet to show any improvement. I was acting at first. It was just an act to avoid being interrogated by the police. As it turns out, though, fake insanity can become real. You see, couldn't bear it any longer. I continued to be haunted by the presence Rina Ryugu had talked about. It was so close that it could almost touch my back. I think the main important thing we have to take away, again, unless I'm massively wrong, which always very possible, is that in this route, we are, and these words being spoken right now, are by the character we've known for most of the time as Shion. And through all the constant switching and back switching and switching back to places and everything, what has ended up happening is, I think, I want to say it, but I don't want to be wrong and then be forever wrong, in the wrong here. But they've switched clothing so many times that everyone else thinks that this is that the whole thing was that the people think, I guess, especially because Kechi didn't, this might have been because Kechi didn't realize that this was Shion and not Mion. Is that the route thing? Oh my god, it's so confusing. Especially, I know what I'm trying to say, but then when I try to put it to words, it sounds fucking weird. It might be the route thing. I'm also trying to make sense of the route thing. So the route thing, like I said, the difference between the two was that Kechi said, "Oh, I know who you are. You're a demon," versus, "Oh, I know who you are. You're Shion, not Mion." Because she was acting as Mion before. She had Mion's clothing because that's when Rina and Kechi went to go see her and confront her, right? So at that time, she was acting in Mion's clothing. Right? So the route difference must be, and that subtle difference between him saying you're a demon or you're not Mion, you're Shion, is that if Kechi doesn't realize that that is Shion, the one he's known as Shion through most of the story, right? Because again, got it really. Oh, sorry. You really got to make clear that is that if he doesn't realize that, then what ends up happening is when he gets picked up and saved, it's the torture victims thinking it was Mion doing all the things versus Shion doing all the things. So in this one, because of all the because of all the switching, and if he doesn't realize that it's Shion, actually Shion, throughout most of the story, then he goes down in history as thinking it was Mion. Then she goes and takes the actual Mion back behind, switches clothing. Then she has the clothing of Shion. Everyone thinks that she's Shion, as we've known, and she wasn't. She was a victim, not the torturer. She was the tortured. Does that make sense? I think that's the I'll say it one more time. And then you can yell at me in the comments when I'm wrong, if I got this mixed up. But the whole thing is, the story was that the one, let's call her mostly Shion. Does that make sense? Let's say, so we reduce it to 2 words, and it makes it easiest. And when I say mostly Shion, I mean the character we've known as Shion for most of the game. So mostly Shion knew her time was limited, but she still wanted to enact revenge. So we saw she takes out Oryu. She captures Mion, mostly Mion, MM and MC, or MS and MM. Captures her. They switch clothing. Rina and Kechi come because the police come. I love how the recap there thing, where it's black and white, said the patrol car was just coming when that's not the case. Like, obviously we know, like, Oishi was using, like, Rina and Kechi as bait, but whatever. So, mostly Shion, dressed as mostly Mion, welcomes them into the house. Rina fucks off for a bit. Kechi goes down to the basement, gets tortured. And then, like I said, the choice diverts when Kechi either says, I know you're a demon, you're not Mion, you're a demon, or you're not Mion, you're Shion. So the bad ending was him saying, you're not Mion, you're a demon. And that was bad, because then she did her thing, they get rescued. I think she ends up taking out Kechi there on the park bench. Now, this ending that we're exploring here now, and which I assume is the good, we go from here, is that, and I think technically then we've seen this before, is she makes Kechi pass out on the table. She takes, mostly Shion takes Mion, mostly Mion back, like I was saying. They switch clothing again. She sends her down, mostly Shion sends mostly Mion down the well with the switched clothing. Mostly Shion comes out, plays the victim. She's saying, oh, I'm Shion. I was being tortured. Because everyone else thinks it was truly Mion doing the torturing. And that's where we're at here. So she gets rescued along with Kechi and Rina. And she has to act out the rest of her life as Shion, the tortured, when she was really Shion, the torturer, which is actually Mion, the torturer, because she reclaimed the name Mion there at the last moment. Because, as the story reveals, potentially, if you can keep it all straight, that the torturer, the mostly Shion, must have been Mion from the very beginning when they were born. But she gave up the name and title early on and sent all these events spiraling out. It's crazy, it's weird, it's dumb. It's not dumb. I don't want to say it's actually dumb. I want to say it makes it hard to talk about. and get straight sometimes when you're recapping, especially. So I guess that's mostly on me. It just makes it hard to talk and make sure we're all on the same page. We got straight. What's the worst thing is going to be like chapter 6, 7, 8, when it's revealed, oh no, wait, there was a million more switches of names throughout different parts of the story, like some other random bits in timeline or something. Or, as I said in the past, there's going to be a Kechi, and there's Shechi, his twin brother. No, the weird kind of crazy reveal I'm waiting for is like, I mean, especially with how I know like how Umineko went down, the type of like later game reveal I expect is gonna be tied to like Satoshi coming back somehow. There's gonna be something. It's gonna be something like that. Whatever. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? It wasn't Satoshi-kun, and it wasn't a hallucination. It had become Shion's ghost. Shion didn't go to heaven after all. She was always by my side instead. Shion didn't like the fact that I was still alive when she wasn't. So, she had decided to haunt me until she witnessed my death. Every night, she whispered to me, telling me to die. I get it. I get it. Ha, ha, ha. I shouted at the Shion in my back. Through my mouth, she shouted back at me. It must look odd to other people. They'd think I was arguing with myself. It's not fair. Why are you still living, sis? Die, die, die already. You said you'd die right after you killed me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's so dark and cold in this well. It's cold. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Wait, let me see this. Okay, let me see this again. She must be odd to other people. She think I was arguing. It's not fair. Why are you still living, sis? Ah, I get it. I get it. Now, also, to add to the confusion, we're clearly having some kind of mental breakdown. And Mion/Shion is envisioning Shion/Mion in their heads. Oh, God. Get me off this ride. What exactly do you think, sis? You won't die in the way you want to. You're just running away. You're trying to survive even after you did all those horrible things. You'll never be forgiven. You're cursed. You're cursed. You're destined to die. Shut up, Shion. You're just a ghost, so shut up. Shut up. Shut up. So unless shenanigans, it's voiced by Shion. The game has been saying, keeping mostly Shion Prime as labeled as Shion. So again, when she says shut up Shion, she's referencing mostly Mion, who then she thrusted the Shion name back to. Okay, so she is clearly, and this is expanding, this is in the apartment, right? So we saw in a previous chapter, man, I've barely moved anything in this, in tonight's stream, but we're just getting things clear. We talked about, or we saw in previous chapters, or it was referenced in the apartment, her mental breakdown, they heard two people fighting and stuff. So I assume that's now what we're being able to see, which is something I kind of wanted to see. I think I made mention of in a stream or two ago. I was like, I want to see what happened in the apartment. Sis, I don't know if I read that. You lousy shit. Fuck off. Fuck off.
ミオンはずるい。ミオンだけずるい。姉妹はいつも一緒。死んでも一緒。だからミオンほら、迎えに来たんだよ。ミオン!
It's not fair. It's not fair. You and I should always be together, Even after death. So, Mion, I've come to take you with me. Mion! Now, again, I hate to pause again, but it's interesting because in media, in movies, TV shows, books, whatever the case, the trope of, like, you wronging someone and then they die and then them, like, haunting you, basically, as another personality then inside of you, and you're, like, you see them and they maybe even act through you kind of thing. Like, exactly what's happening here. It happens a lot. And then, obviously, the mental breakdown that, caused from that. Made a little more interesting here by the fact that two things. Obviously, they're twins, and also they're twins who are switching roles and names and personalities constantly. So it just creates this big, honestly, a clusterfuck throughout the whole situation, even up to this moment where you're just like, it's all just, I think intentionally supposed to be, I don't want to say confusing, but for lack of a better term, hard to keep track of. I think it's kind of, especially because, and I hate to put it like this, but like, it does leave the opportunity for later chapters to even further complicate the situation somehow. Like, that's another opportunity, like, possibility, I think. Like, I made jokes just like 2 minutes ago, but like, where do the switchings end? If different parts of this timeline are revealed, it's oh boy, it's all just too much. I'm really curious what the next chapter is going to be. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's not fair. It's not fair. You and I should always be together, even after death. So, Mion, I've come to take you with me. Mion! Action. Bang, 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 bang. Shion banged on the door. Bam, 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 bam. That noise is too loud. It's cracking my ears and my head open. Shion's trying to break in. Ah, shit. All right, Shion, I get it. The perfect way for me to die is to be cursed to death by you, isn't it? But I won't be going so easily. Ha, ha. I won't simply disappear. It wouldn't be fair if your beloved was left alive after all. Ha ha ha, hee 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 hee. Oh, this is then, I think, where she goes after Ketchi, right? I went out into the balcony to avoid Shion, who was on the other side of the door. If I jump over the railing to the neighboring apartment, I could reach the fire escape. Yeah. Wait, he. Hyak, yak, ya. Eat shit, Shion. I leaned over the railing and jumped to the balcony next door. Then I rushed down the stairs, noiseless as a cat. Oh, she has completely lost it. Shion was too stupid to realize that I escaped. It wouldn't take too long to get Ketchi's house on a motorcycle. Shion must believe that I'm still in that room. She's so stupid. Soon enough, I could see the Maibara mansion. I'd never seen it before, but I heard a great deal about it from Shion. She told me that Ketchi's room is on the 2nd floor. I should wake him up. Throw a stone. Gwahahaha. I threw a couple of stones at the window, and shortly thereafter the light turned on and the window opened. I saw Ketchi there. The moment I saw him, my madness cooled off for a while. Even from here, I could tell that Ketchi was running down the stairs. Oh no. He showed up quickly. What a fool, with a doll in his hand. I felt depressed to see it. It was a doll he failed to give to Shion. It wasn't fair after all, Shion. I'm so jealous, Ki-chan. I want to receive a doll from Satoshi-kun too.
Mion!
Mion!
お久しぶり。
It's been a while.
どう？
Now, I think I questioned it at the time when we saw it in the previous chapter as well. But he is specifically warned, right? Like, hey, if you see me again, it's not going to be me. And I know, like, that's, like, weird foretelling and, like, whatever the case is. But I, like, he shouldn't. This is, like, honestly, unforced error by Ketchi. Like, you see someone I'd just be like, I would lock myself in the room, never come out. Don't ever show up. So Shion says, aha, aha, aha. It's been a while. How are you? Oh, I didn't quite. Oh, I clicked out. Been doing all right. Despite the burning insanity within me, I spoke to him calmly. Ah, it's true. My body's controlled by the demon now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here this late. Ki.
お前こんなところをうろついてて大丈夫なのか
Are you alright hanging around this place?
本当はいけないよ。
I really shouldn't be.
それよりどうしたんだよ
Yeah, that's gonna be the chapter 6 reveal. Is that she's also vampiric and has bat transforming capabilities. Keshi says, anyway, what's wrong?
こんな時間に
What do you need at this hour?
最後にお話ししたかったから。
I wanted to talk to you one last time. I feel horribly sleepy. Maybe it's more like fainting due to loss of blood. Gee, that sensation is proof that the insanity is swallowing me.
私ね。もうここにはいられない。
Also, I know he's a kid, but if she came up and knocked on my thing and then she was talking and acting like this, like clearly strange, this is when he should run. He should get back in the house. Well, I can't stay for any longer.
大丈夫か
Are you alright?
どこか具合でも
Are you not feeling well?
今日まで頑張ってきたけど自分でわかるの。
I tried so hard until now. But I can tell.
もうダメ。もう限界。
I'm done. This is my limit.
私のお迎えはもうすぐ後ろまで来てる。
They're about to come up behind me to take me away. I won't get to decide how I die. Shion won't allow me to. No wonder. I dropped her down the well. It wasn't only her. None of the people I killed chose to die how they did. Considering that, debating how I'll die must seem like a luxurious concern to the dead. My face when she Figures.
大丈夫かよ
Are you okay?
もう無理するな
Don't force yourself.
あそうだ
Oh, that's right.
俺ミオに
I had something. I'll kill him. I'll avenge Sachiko's death. I'll avenge his death. This guy is Shion's beloved. I hate her. I'll kill him and teach her a lesson. Eat this shit. While gravity's pull spun around me, I realized I'd stabbed him with a knife. Crazy. I made it. I made it in time. Yeah. I made it before Shion killed me. I got back at her. Yeah. Take that, Shion. Noises. Kechi rolled on the ground, clutching his stomach.
できた。全部できた。
I've done it all.
私が殺したやつはこれで全員。
That's everyone. I wanted to kill. Ha ha ha! Ho ho ho! Ha ha ha! I can't do all the laughing. I refuse. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Yeah. What? I don't even know how I'd pronounce that. Yeah. But how is that laughing? I avenge your death, Sachi-kun. Don't you love me for it? Will you stroke my head? It sounds like I'm just like gagging. I hurt my throat doing that too. Yes. This was all a bad dream. After all, I was just in my room like always, suffering from nightmares of Shion. But where was I now? I had been standing on my apartment's fire escape, alone. I could still recall that dream. Yes, I stepped out onto the veranda. My front door was still locked, so I had to climb through the veranda again. Huh. Whoa. My foot had slipped, and then I felt a floating sensation. After that, a sharp, indescribable pain ran through my head. That indescribable pain finally cleared the fog away from my nightmare. Oh, I just slipped from the fire escape as I tried to return to my balcony, and fell onto the roof jutting out from the elevator hall 2 or 3 floors down. My room is on the 8th floor. I wasn't expecting to be caught up here. When I fell, my head landed right on the concrete corner. I could feel both the enormous pain and the warm blood dripping out. I felt strangely calm. I couldn't sense the demon, Shion's ghost, or my grudge. I felt just like a baby. The nothingness brought me peace. All my memories from when I was born and named Neon, up until today, came to my mind. I recalled memories of the time I'd spent with Sachi-kun. Tears rolled down my cheeks. Where did I go wrong? When in my life did I make the wrong choice? I do know just where and when that was, because Sachi-kun reminded me. I'll leave Satoko to you. Sure, I believe you'll return. I'll be waiting for you. I'll take care of Satoko. I'll wait for you with her. We'll be good girls. You left your precious sister to me and nobody else. I guess I didn't get the significance of what you said, but I'll be fine this time. I love you, Sachi-kun. Satoko, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Shion, I'm really sorry. Could I repay everything with my death? No way, right? That's not how it should be done. I wanted Sachi-kun to stroke my head one more time. I wanted to hear him mumble one more time. I knew it was too much to ask, and so I had no other regrets. That brought an end to my apologies. I feel like a couple more people could get some apologies, but you know what? I guess we can't be picky. I rolled over, sending myself falling to the ground. Head first. I hoped my head would crack open. To take me to the hell I deserved. Wait, how was that written? I hope my head would crack open. Oh, goodness. I was just a demon. I belonged in hell. Why was I born? Why did this world give birth to me? I shouldn't have been born. I wouldn't have had to suffer if I hadn't been. What was the meaning of my meaningless life? If I wasn't born, nobody would have to suffer. Thank you for treating me kindly, even though I was like this. Thank you for teaching me love, even though I was like this. Even though I was like this, even though... I'm really sorry, everybody. I really am. I'm sorry. If Sachi-kun could give me another chance, I wouldn't make the same mistake again. Never again. Here comes the ground. Bye. I love you. Eh?
今日までの出来事がすべて夢だったらいいのになって
I wish so many times everything was a dream.
だから
So I wrote it
書いて
down.
みた
Hoping for
書
it
い
to
て
become
夢に
true.
なると信じてほらよく漫画の中にあるじゃない
Dreams and cartoons
私
are
の目
often
の
like
前に
this.
食べきれないほどのお菓子
There's
が
a huge
積み上
stack
げ
of
てあっ
sweets.
て
Can't
それ
possibly
に
eat
手を
them
伸
all.
ばしまさに食らいつこうというと
I
こ
try to
ろで
reach for them, but then
無
somebody
粋に起
wakes
こ
me
さ
up.
れて目を覚ますの それはとてつもなく長い夢で、
This
私
dream has
は
been a tremendously
1
long
年
one.
以上も眠っていたことになる。
Must have been sleeping for more than a year.
そう、私は監督の野球チームの試合の後、有頂天に
that's
駆
right.
け出して
I ran away from baseball
赤
practice.
信号の横断歩道に踊り出
Stepped
して、
onto the street where the light
バ
was
イクに
red.
跳ねら
Got
れ
hit
て
by
し
a
まった。
motorcycle.
それ
Been
で
in coma since then,
ず
but
っ
I
とず
finally
っと
woke up.
1年以上も意識が戻らなくて、ようやく目が覚めるの。まぶたを開けた時、そこには病院の天井が飛び込んでくる。
I opened my eyes to see a
それから
hospital ceiling.
ずっと看病しててくれたサトシ君が覗き込んでくれて、
Ah,
さすがにこれはできすぎか。
it's a bit too perfect.
でもいいよね。
But it's
そうい
okay,
うこ
right?
とにしてもいいよね。
It's okay for it to end that way, right?
生まれてきて
Ah,
さい。
this is so fucking tragic. God, it just fills me with just sadness, honestly. Wait, what are we getting here? Here we go. What are we getting? Breakdown of all persons involved with or linked to the series of deaths. Tamae Hojo died via homicide by blunt trauma within the village. Case closed. Satoshi, believed to have disappeared from the village on June 24th, 1982. Whereabouts unknown. Jiro Tomatake, believed to have committed suicide on June 19th. Death resembles that of Rika Furude. Not true. I don't believe that at all. Takano, death by strangulation in the mountains. Corpse found incinerated, investigation ongoing. Don't believe that for a second, or you. Murdered by Shion Sonozaki. Cause of death believed to be shock induced by stun gun. Violently abused post-mortem. Head shows signs of extreme laceration. Great. Rika Furude believed to have been murdered by Shion. Cause of death was shock due to extreme hemorrhaging caused by the lacerations to the throat. Death resembles that of Jiro Tomatake. Investigation ongoing. So that's the drug, probably same thing that we saw. Kimiyoshi was murdered by Shion. Cause of death was ligature, strangulation induced by restraints. Right. Satoko Hojo. Cause of death is shock due to hemorrhaging induced by multiple penetration wounds. Yes, tortured to death. Sonozaki Mion, murdered by Shion. Cause of death severe trauma due to impact after falling down a vertical tunnel. Kechi, stabbed by Shion. Victim was severely injured, but is recuperating in a hospital. Great. Rina, last accounted for in 2004, currently resides. Okay, so she lives. Last accounted for, currently resides in, that's Oishi. Great. Kumagai. Great. Currently resides in Shishibone. Irie. Address unknown. Kasai. Died of liver cancer in 2002. Ichiro Maibara. The deadbeat fucking parents that I don't like. They're alive and well. Great for them. Daika Tomita. Currently resides. Suguru Akamura. Shie. Oh, fucking good thing the teacher's still alive. Tepe Hojo. Currently resides in Tokyo. Currently resides in Tokyo. Kijiro Kameda. Kichimaibara died in Tokyo Hospital in 1983. Cause of death is acute heart failure. Shion died June 30th. Cause of death is severe trauma due to impact after falling from the balcony of her apartment. The suspect for CO merger, which began on June 20th, 1983, fell to death from the balcony of her apartment, which she hastily rented to conceal her identity. Following her death, police filed charges against her for the 5 murders, which began with Oryu Sonozaki. Ugh. But wait, is this the end of chapter 5 then? Did we actually do it? I barely had to do anything tonight. The best kinds of streams, when I don't have to do anything. This was like 45 minutes. And the first 15 was me just attempting to recap the last stream constantly. Oh, I spoke too soon. Kechi says, alright, it's lunchtime. Hey, Rina, put our desks together.
お弁当はミートボールなんだよ。
Meatball! Ahaha, my lunch has meatballs today.
おお、そりゃいいね。
Sounds good.
おじさんもぜひいただくよ。
Is this just to make me feel more sad? I think that's what this is, whatever this is. This old man will have some then.
ほらリカちゃん、机。
Rika-chan, bring your desk over.
くっつけるのですよ。
I'm coming.
ペタ
Whoosh. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
残念なことにミートボールは私も大好物でございましたよ。
I fucking love how they say meatball. Unfortunately, meatballs are my favorite too. I need to hear it again. Oh, it's not here. I have to advance.
皆さんに一口でも口に入るとは思わないことでしたよ。
I won't allow you to have any.
残念なことにミートボールは私も大
ミート
好
ボール
物でございましたよ。残念なことにミートボールは私も大好物。今日はレナのお弁当はミートボールなんだよ。
Meatball. We love meatballs.
残念。そうはいかないです、サトコ。
Oh, Shion. Unfortunately, I won't let you do that either, Satoko.
明らかに野菜不足のサトコには特別にかぼちゃ弁当を用意させてもらいました。
You have to have some veggies, so I cooked some squash for you.
うわ、そりゃいじめだぞシオン。
Oh, that's harsh, Shion.
うわあ、かぼちゃは嫌ですの。
I hate squash. Wah.
ほら、そのかぼちゃ嫌いはダメです。
Don't be so picky about your food.
かぼちゃはですね、栄養価にとても優れているんです。
Squash is very nutritious.
育ち盛りのサトコは特に栄養に気を使わないといけないんですよ。
Nutritious is one of those words that if I say it just slightly too fast, my mouth has difficulty pronouncing it. You're still growing, so you need to think about things like that.
私の目の黒いうちは変色は認めないので、その覚悟でお願いします。
As long as I live, I won't let you have an unbalanced diet.
ほらほら、みんなもどうぞどうぞ。ホコホコのかぼちゃって甘くて美味しいんですよ。
Here, guys, have some. Steamed squash is delicious. Delicious.
もにゅもにゅ。
Munch, munch.
サトコ、これなら甘くて美味しいのですよ。
Satoko, it's really sweet.
お、確かにこりゃいけるな。
Yeah, super good.
かぼちゃの甘みが嫌味なく、それでいて絶妙で。
The balance of flavors is perfect.
サトコ、お前は食うな、もったいない。
Satoko, don't eat this. It's too good for you.
なんですって？
Excuse me?
かぼちゃは嫌いですけど、言い方が気に入りませんわ。
I don't like your tone.
そら言った言った。
Just try one.
一口にガバッと言ってみなよ。
Take a bite. Shove it down her
ほら
throat.
ね、
Eat the squash. Rina says, see?
美味しいでしょ？
Isn't it good?
まあ食べれなくもないですわね。
Well, it isn't so bad.
当たり前です。
Of course it isn't.
サトコがかぼちゃ嫌いを克服できるように日夜研究してますので。
I've been working hard every day to get you to overcome your dislike of squash.
さて、この調子で今年中にナス、ピーマン、アスパラガスと制覇していきましょう。
Is this our first time getting like Shion in like a school like outfit sprite? I can't remember if we'd seen it before, but I do like the little this little, it's not like I was gonna say like a tie, but it's more like a ribbon. It's like a ribbon tied around the neck. Anyway, I'm a new unique sprite. I must point it out. Shion says, okay, now that's done with, why don't you overcome your fear of eggplants, green peppers, and asparagus within the year?
冗談はごめんですわ。
Stop joking.
私が沖宮の学校に転校しましたよ。
At this rate, I'll transfer to a school in Okinomiya.
ダメです。
Come on.
サトシ君から頼まれている以上、健康管理は私の担当です。
I'm in charge of your health since Satoshi-kun asked me to take care of you. Okay, so I imagine what this all is imagining a world where instead of all the bad things that happened, it is Shion took what Satoshi said and actually took it to heart and was acting upon taking care of Satoko. So then she goes into the school system here. What could have been? I won't let you eat junk food either. Wow, I hate you, Shion-san. I hate squash. It's so yucky. Oh, my heart. Oh, mi corazón. I'm gonna die of a heart attack, and my name will end up in the credits there. The scenario jump mode has been unlocked? Huh? This game features a scenario jump mode. You may replay any scenario you've completed before from... What? What does that mean? The tips reading room has been unlocked. You can now read the tips you've obtained so far. Yeah, tips reading room. Great. Read all tips? Was it just a fancy way of saying I can just jump back to any other point in the story? The staff room has been unlocked. This is a thank you message for purchasing the game. To go there, select extra. Why has it got to be different? Why is everything different? I'm confused. Staff room? Is this the tea party like thing? Is that what we're doing? Why do we gotta word things differently and confuse me? I'm a simple man. I don't want to relive this. I gotta say, Chapter 5 has been way more bonkers than I would have ever imagined it was going to be. I was thinking about this the last couple of days. Chapter 5, this has been crazy. They really upped, and I don't know. Well, I do know. I feel there was probably some time. It's probably the way that the story's structured. They probably knew that they were going to be able to go like this, balls to the wall, with going from the perspective of Shion. And we've seen in previous chapters that Shion was probably going to be involved in a lot of crazy shit happening. But it was wilder than I imagined it was going to be, for sure. Let's see what the shit is. I gotta go to the tips first, right? Who is this? Who is this? I'm like looking at I'm like squinting. I'm pulling out my magnifying glass. I'm trying to enhance the thumbnail. Who are you? All right, wait. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we gotta read these two is what it was. This one first. I can't be getting too excited.
葛西氏が踏み込んだ時には室内は無人でベランダへの窓が開きっぱなし。その時が飛び降り時刻です。
So detective says yes. Mr. Kasai broke in. The room was empty and the window leading to the balcony was open. That was when she fell.
それでその真下の5階エレベーターフロアの屋根に一度落ちて脳震盪。そのしばらく後に横に転がって再落下。死亡。
She hit the elevator housing right beneath, which gave her a concussion. Then she rolled off the roof and hit the ground, killing her.
葛西氏が飛び降りを疑って地上を調べた時に遺体が見つからなかったのはこの時点ではエレベーターフロアの屋根の上で混沌中だったからです。
The reason Mr. Kasai didn't find her, even though he suspected her suicide, is that she was on the elevator housing at the time, unconscious.
前原圭一が刺されたのはほぼ同じ頃。その頃には園崎紫音はすでに飛び降りていて屋根の上で脳震盪中。
Kechi Maiburo was stabbed at about the same time. Was Shion Sonozaki unconscious on the roof then?
違いますね。ベランダから抜け出して前原圭一を刺して。
Let me see that question again. He was stabbed at about the same time. Was Shion Sonozaki unconscious on the roof then? Okay, I doubt it. She must have snuck out of the building, stabbed Kechi.
ベランダへまた戻るときに誤って落下じゃないかな。
then accidentally fell when she came back. Doesn't that sound right? Now, like 5 minutes ago, maybe longer, 10 minutes ago, I was talking about like what is especially with what we know, the weirdness, right? But like, unless I'm mistaken, unless I missed it, Mion's the mostly Mion we know that was then sent to the well. Her body technically wasn't found, right? Is there a chance that this game is going to pull even more shenanigans about who exactly was at where? Because we now know that the story and the writing, and we now know that this game is totally fine with just making us think one of the Mions or the Shions was there. And we as the reader at this point are, along with Oishi, are supposed to be thinking this. But is there any chance that even this could possibly be wrong? I mean, it looked almost plain as day as that's what ended up happening, right? But it's almost like that thing where I'm like, I could totally see the story trying to get us to believe that. And then just so that they could do another reveal later that there's a third twin. Which then wouldn't be a twin. A third triplet. Bion. Tion. Cleon.
悪いけど、周辺の部屋のベランダとかも調べ直してください。
Ah. The thing is, when I joke about like a triplet or something, or another twin or something, the thing is, I doubt I'm the first person to make those types of jokes. So my jokes probably suck. It's like, everyone reading this for the first time is like, oh, there's going to be another twin or something. So I'm just probably rehashing stale jokes at this point. Anyway, Oishi says, would you look at the neighboring balcony again?
Oishi-san, 3番にお電話です。
Oishi-san, you gotta call in line 3.
はいはい、どちら様から？
Oh, who is it from?
佐藤と伝えればわかるとか、合言葉はロンと言えと。
Sato, apparently. Says the password is Ron.
もしもし。
No? Hello.
ああ、佐藤さんですか。
Sato-san.
こっちへ電話ということはいい知らせでしょうね。
You must have some good news. An informant got in contact with me, and you were right after all.
ありがとうございます。今度フラワーロードで一杯おごりますよ。
Thank you. I'll buy you a drink on Flower Road.
なんです今の電話。麻雀の誘いですか？
What was that call about? A mahjong invitation?
ビンゴ。それだけ姉妹は逆なんです。
Bingo. The Sonozaki sisters switched places.
ミオンがシオンで、シオンがミオン。
Mion is Shion, and Shion is Mion. See, I mean, not to get into the weeds, but like even when Oishi says that, it's still confusing because not only do they switch places at different points in their whole lives, but also at the very end, like, you know, they switched. Not they. Mostly Shion switched and thrusted the Mion name onto, or thrusted the Shion name onto whatever.
入れ墨入れるときに間違って逆に
Don't
やっ
need
ち
to
ゃ
rehash
っ
it
て
again.
取り返しがつかなくなったらしい。
Oh, he's talking about they made a mistake when they were supposed to tattoo the successor. So he's talking about here the origins of the mistake of the thing. So back when mostly Shion should have been Mion because she did allegedly come out of the womb first. Okay, interesting. How did he figure this out? How'd they know?
だ
What
か
did
ら
he
こ
do?
のノートのミオンとシオンは逆に読むんです。それでならサトシ君とシオンさん、いや、ミオンさん
So, Mion and Shion are swapped around in this notebook. So then Satoshi-kun and Shion-san... No, Mion-san?
ややこしいな。
This is confusing.
の関係が理解できる。
Anyway, with that, you gain a clear understanding of the relationship.
ノートって先日の大石さん宛てと書かれて郵便ポストに投函されてたっていう買いノートのことですか？ 中身はめちゃくちゃで操作撹乱の恐れありって言いませんでしたっけ？
Are you talking about the mysterious notebook you received the other day? Didn't you say it was all mumbo jumbo that could possibly confuse the case?
もちろん名前の入れ替えが分かったところで撹乱の域を出ませんがね。
Even after switching
このノートどこまで信じていいのやら。
even after switching the names, it's still confusing. I don't know how much of the content I can trust.
もし本当ならフルデリカの死のあたりが怪しすぎるからな。
Even if this is true, Rika Furude's death seems very suspicious.
異常者の日記ですよ。読んでるとこっちまで変になりそうです。
It's the diary of a lunatic. Drove me nuts when I read it.
最後のページの生まれてきてごめんなさいなんて読んでるとこっちまで飛び降りたくなりますよ。
You know this line on the last page about how she's sorry for being born? That makes me want to jump out the window. Kumagai, that way too soon. You can't be making jokes like that. Jesus.
でも幸せな日記じゃないですか。
Even so, this is a happy diary.
幸せですか？
Happy diary?
この日記だけでサトシ君って名前何回くらい出てくると思います？シオンさんは本当にサトシ君のことが好きだったんだなって。
Do you know how many times Satoshi-kun's name appears in this notebook? Shion-san really loved him.
その好きというのがね、若さゆえの勘違いでずれちゃって。
But because she was so young, a few mistakes caused that love to be misdirected. It's one way of putting it. Alright, what the fuck is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?
ねえ、教えてよ母さん。鬼ババとどういう喧嘩をしたわけ？
Wait, this is Shion? This sprite is Shion? I mean, I know him. Is this just done up Shion? The sprite that I thought was gonna be like a different person? Ah, did I get excited for nothing? Damn, got too excited. It's like a new character. Apparently Shion says, "Hey mom, tell me, why'd you have a fight with the hag?" Oh wait, no. This is the mom? Oh, this is the mom. That would make a bit more sense. We're looking through the eyes of Shion at this guy and the mom. Okay, no, we're back on it. We're getting a sprite for Shion's mom.
感動されるなんてよっぽどだったわけでしょ？
I double jumped the gun incorrectly. Okay, so she says, "Hey mom, tell me, why did you have the fight with the hag? It's bad enough that she disowned you, right?"
お前もくだらないことに興味が尽きないね。
You're so nosy.
そろそろ話してもわからない年じゃないか。
You're so nosy about everything. Well, guess you're old enough to know.
実はね、父さんと結婚したいって言ったらね、ダメだって言われちゃったのよ。
She objected when I told her I wanted to marry your father. Also, I can't help but think that if Akane Sonozaki is getting a sprite, then you're like, is she gonna somehow become an important character in like soon? I don't know. Maybe that's actually jumping to conclusions here.
何それ？
Eh? What?
私も当時はだいぶ社内生き方してて呆れられててね。その挙句、連れてきた男が人気者だったわけでしょ？
I was living a very unseemly life back then. Then the man I brought home was a yakuza.
そりゃ大喧嘩よ。
So of course she got terribly upset.
いい名付けは当主が決めるなんて言われて、そんなの知ったこっかい、こんなクソババア、この場で切り伏せたらって大立ち回りよ。
She said, "The head of the family will choose your fiance," and I said, "Screw your decisions, you fucking Viagra." Viagra? Virgo? Viagra? So then we both tried to cut each other down on the spot.
互いに板の間の日本刀抜いてちゃんちゃんバラバラ。
We unsheathed our katanas in the living room and clashed and slashed and sliced. Ah!
へえ、鬼ババと盾を演じたわけ？
You fought that hag with a sword?
母さんやるね。
Way to go, Mom.
まあね、母さんこう見えても若い頃は武闘派だし。
Well, I was into martial arts when I was young.
互いに剣道有段だからそりゃド派手だったわよ。
Both she and I held high ranks in kendo, so yes, it was quite the show.
周りはおろおろ。面白かった。
Everyone nearby was terrified. That was fun.
なるほどね。その騒ぎのせいで感動されたわけ？
I see. So is that why you were disowned?
そうよ。感動上等。遠慮なく感動もらって父さんと籍を入れたわよ。
That's right. I was happy for it. I married your father right away.
ま、けじめってことで爪を剥がされたけどね。
Well, I was forced to remove my fingernails in atonement, though.
ほら、左手の爪だけいびつでしょ？
See how the fingernails of my left hand look ugly?
うわあ、それで鬼ババと母さんはずっと仲が悪いわけだね。
I love this uplifting music as she's talking about like how her fingernails had to get ripped from her hand. You see how my fingernails are ugly? They were ripped from my fingernail beds. Wow, so that's why you and the hag have a bad relationship, huh?
シオン、本当はね、そんなことないの。
You know what, Shion? That's not actually true.
私と鬼ババ様はちゃんと仲がいいんだよ。
Our relationship is actually pretty good.
嘘だ。
What? That can't be right.
鬼ババ様には面倒な世間体があるからね。一度でも感動した以上、甘くすると示しがつかないし。
She has to maintain the family's reputation, so she can't treat me normally.
だから私も親類会議とかではおとなしく引っ込んでるけど、
And accordingly, I lay low at the family councils.
たまに遊びに行ってのんびりお茶とか飲んでるよ。
But I visit her every now and then, and we have tea together.
嘘だ。信じらんないね。
I can't believe it!
実はね、内緒よ。鬼ババ様もね、その昔けじめで爪を剥いだことあるんだってよ。
This is just between you and me, okay? She removed her fingernails in atonement a long time ago herself. Oh, it runs in the families. In the family, I mean.
今度会ったら左手の爪をよく見てごらん。
Look carefully at her hand the next time you see her.
いいえ。
What?
鬼ババは何をやったわけ？
What did she do?
そうね。母さんは知らない。
Beats me. I don't have a clue.
あ、その顔は知ってるな。教えてよ。
Hey, you do so have one. It's all over your face. Tell me. I'm here too. It just. I'm in the scene as well. I don't know. This maybe sounds ridiculous, but I just with this. What if this is like, especially with that last like couple of lines where she's like, "Oh, what did Oryu do?" and she's like, "I don't know. I'll never tell." What if like the next chapter is it'd be weird, and is like from Shion's mom's like perspective, like young Shion's mom, and we get more of a story of the Shion's mom Akane's relationship, meeting the dad, maybe it sounds weird, but stick with me, the birthing process of the Mion and Shion. Now that we know in chapter 5, we know the backstory of Mion and Shion switching and that whole ordeal. It would kind of make weird sense then, and especially with that last line. Then we see like something like Oryu did. We get more like Oryu backstory, origins. I don't know. That sounds like it would make sense to me. I could also obviously totally not see them doing that, because then are we getting too far away from the story? I don't know. But it weirdly seems like, oh, that's like a thing they could do for some reason. I don't know. Akane? Like, what if this ended up being a teaser for the next chapter? Also, I just now recognize the 3 out of 3 here. 3 out of 3. Didn't see those numbers there before. Let us check out, what is chapter... Let me see this chapter jump. Wow, okay. We didn't get these in the first chapters. What's all this extra stuff? I assume it was maybe either explained to me or I'm just inferring this, but I assume the first 4 chapters were done at a period of time, and then, like, obviously not all at the same time. There was still dev time in between each chapter, I imagine, when they were first coming out. But I assume there was probably either a larger stretch of time into the back half of chapters, or they were like, hey, let's use the break halfway point to kind of change up a bit of how we were doing things. And we kind of already noticed that in, like, I noticed in, like, you know, music. I think someone told me many streams ago, like, towards the beginning of the game, that, like, the music kind of, like, picks up a bit as the chapters progress. So that's probably, like, the, you know, development of later chapters being, you know, different, for lack of a better term. Being able to do slightly different things, presentation. Being able to jump is interesting. It's kind of, it's not bad. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but it's something. Let's go to the, this is not Angel Mort like I thought it was going to be. What is this? I thought this was going to be the cast review thing again. But that is not the case. What is this? What is staff room? Do you think that murder can be justified depending on the motive? Oh, shit. We're being spoken to by Ryukishi directly. Ryukishi directly to me. I think I like the old school, like, Nintendo Directs. Back, I think, before Switch. They'd always do the hand motion in front of their face, like, we're speaking directly to you. And that's what I did. I don't have my camera on. This is Ryukishi 07. Ryukishi 07? 7? I don't know what people say. Thank you for playing Higurashi When They Cry. Kai. Chapter 5. Miyakashi. Oh, I would hope. I would love if I got a sprite of him. But then the question is, do we get the updated, like, console sprite, or do we get, like, his hand drawn sprite of himself here? Did we? Although I depict many deaths in my work, I often ask myself a question. That question is there such a thing as justifiable murder? I wonder why we're not getting a cast review thing and this instead. It's very interesting. Did the people not like the cast reviews? Did they think it was too hokey? Did they think it was too, like, not good? The fourth wall breaking on it, kind of, sort of, was not interesting. The question is there such a thing as justifiable murder? In our world, murder is prosecuted, and the degree of punishment varies depending on the motive and circumstances. Having different degrees of punishment means that we are putting a value on the dead person's life. Some scenes justify murder in Higurashi. By degrading the life of the victim in those scenes, the players can sympathize with the character more easily. The degree of sympathy would be different from person to person. The people who could sympathize people felt catharsis. The people who disagreed with the character might have felt uncomfortable. That's indicated by how opinions were polarized regarding Kechi's actions in Tatarigoroshi. I'm butchering that massively. Tatarigoroshi. I assume that's the chapter, especially if it's talking about Kechi, is the one where he, you know, went to go murder the uncle. So that's indicated by how opinions were polarized. Okay. In Miyakashi, there are also a number of murders. But this time, the main character, Shion, tries to earn sympathy for each one of them. How did you feel? I felt great, sir. How much were you able to sympathize with her? If you couldn't sympathize with her at all, then please berate her as a crazy murderer. Okay, thanks. Thank you for the permission. I mean, if I was being asked, I might as well say, like, I think I've talked about throughout this whole chapter, I think I've talked about how, like, it's tough. Like, obviously, I don't think I side with Shion, obviously, what she did. She obviously lost it in multiple aspects, on multiple turns, and clearly, like, I think the question for Shion and how you feel about Shion is, again, I think most people would probably not try to justify that her torturing and murdering people was ever justified or good, but it is that very much of how bad do you think of the situation was. She was casted away, basically, from early on, and then late chapter reveal being the fact that she was, in theory, supposed to be the Mion from very early on, and then they switched, and then from there, the path was bad for her in life, and she suffered through life, especially through her eyes, after that point. And so, like, if you're a kid and you feel like you've been done dirty massively your whole life, like, again, I'm not justifying the murdering or torturing, but the revenge aspect there was, yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. I again, don't think a lot of people would justify the murdering or torture, but I bet you the spectrum of people being like, yeah, she just McFucking had it, you know? And, you know, you ever feel like you could go ape shit? You could go ape shit crazy and just exact revenge? You feel like your life means nothing at some point, and then you just like, all right, well, time to make other people suffer that I feel have wronged me in some way. But yeah, if you can't sympathize with it, you should berate her as a crazy murderer. If you sympathize with her at all, then please have mercy on her. If you sympathize with her almost entirely, then please have mercy on her. If you completely sympathize with her, then please let us berate both of you as crazy murderers. Lol. What about me? Well, that's a secret. I'd like to reverse my question this time. What kind of murderer could you sympathize with if you were to be killed? Wow. I mean, a murderer who doesn't care about people's lives? That'd be quite a regrettable death. It's extremely sad to be killed in denial of all your values. A murderer who begs for forgiveness in tears. That'd be quite regrettable too. They shouldn't kill you at all if they're begging your forgiveness. Haha. So, what kind of murderer could you sympathize with? In the end, sympathy might be just a method of making the story more interesting. If you can sympathize, it's fun. If you can't sympathize, they're just crazy. We cannot put value on human life. It's a sin to even try doing so. A murder is a murder. Nothing more than that. I just hope everybody can live happily together. How does that sound? Would you agree to that? If you wouldn't... He. I love this note. Honestly, so far, I think I am liking this more than the cast review. The cast review was cute the first time and a half, and then it started getting, like, old, I'll say it. The bits, the characters just being like, oh, let's take a poll. What do you guys think was the case? And to me, it kind of makes sense if they walked away from that, especially in this, like, this heavy of a chapter, where obviously so much is revealed. It's more obviously like the answer arc thing. It kind of would feel even weirder to have like Shion bust in and be like, yeah, did you see that? I tortured everyone. Winky face. Nipa, says Rika in the background. Like, it would be... it would feel even weirder, I think. So I kind of like this. We have Ryukishi asking us the tough questions. If you wouldn't. Hee. Thank you very much for playing Higurashi When They Cry, Kai, Chapter 5, Miyakashi. I can only bring out this 5th episode thanks to all of your support. Higurashi will only get more intense as it approaches the finale. Oh boy, can't wait. Nothing would make me happier than if you continued reading the chapters to come. The next chapter will be titled Sumi Horoboshi. Really, I'm rather fortunate if you've enjoyed yourself even a little. Thank you again for playing. I hope this has brought a little color to your life. 7th expansion. Ryukishi 07. That's it? That's it? No, Ryukishi, I want to speak to you more. More. I need... I talk at me more, please. Ah, that was quick. I had a chat with Ryukishi. Well... Well, that was surprising. I didn't think we were going to finish Chapter 5 tonight. I honestly probably would have guessed Saturday. I didn't think it would just... I mean, but also I kind of... Like, I think at the end of last stream on Saturday, I was kind of like, well, there isn't much in the story that we know of that still happens. So unless they bump up more and there's more revealed, I guess I should have known. Especially with how far we got last stream. Crazy. Wow, we are 5 of 8. I can count. 5 of 8 chapters done. Oh, well, that puts us in a pickle then. Because I was already thinking of when we finish chapter 5 to then do another in-between, like, chapter break. Like, mini pause. Not a long pause. But since we normally do these streams on Tuesdays and Saturdays, obviously then the pause on Saturday, if we did this Saturday, that wouldn't be any pause. And then starting a new chapter on a Tuesday feels weird. So dare I do a week and a half pause? Give everyone like a week and a half to like catch up on old streams if they want. That feels right. It feels weird to do a week and a half pause. But I think that's for the best. I think it allows everyone to regroup. VOD watchers, you get to regroup. Catch back any streams you missed. Allows me to rest the brain just slightly. I'm feeling like that. We'll see come Saturday if I actually stick to it. Like I said, starting a new chapter on a Tuesday doesn't feel great. I'll think about it. I'd say right now, 75% chance we'll start chapter 6 a week and a half from now. So basically a week and a half. August 3rd. But maybe come Friday, Saturday, I'm like, damn, I'm really missing Higurashi. I don't want to wait. And then we just start in on Saturday. Saturday night, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards August 3rd start date. That means, like, you know, the start of a new month, start of a new chapter. We now know the name of the next chapter, but like I said, I don't know. My only guess, and it seems so far out there that it couldn't possibly be correct, would be... It would be so interesting but weird if we got, like, way in the past... You know, or quite a bit in the past. Akane, younger Akane, birth of Shion Mion, conflict with Oryu, origin story kind of thing. Or is it what I thought potentially? I mean, the other thing is, do we go through another chapter where we see just the same stretch of timeline through the eyes of someone else? Is it something like earlier I would say, like streams ago, I was saying like, do we get a chapter that is through the eyes of Rika? That seems like inevitable. A chapter through the eyes of Rika seems inevitable, in my opinion. But then the other chapters, would we get a chapter that's like through the eyes of Satoko? Are we ever going to go back to Kechi? Are we going to get a chapter through the eyes of, like, Satoshi? That almost feels inevitable, too. A through the eyes of Satoshi chapter? because we have to at some point get the like an actual answer about what happened to him after he did what he did. And so the easiest thing would be in a chapter through his eyes. I'm just spitballing here, you know. People they get upset if I don't theorize about what might be coming next sometimes. So I'm future proofing here. I would say, I could see. I mean, we have 3 more chapters. To me, if I had to like put my life savings on this bet, it would be super interesting to get an Akane, young Akane chapter, younger Oryu chapter thing, just based on like that tip that we got at the end there. That's where my brain's there. Then it makes sense to me if we get a Rika through the eyes of Rika chapter. I think a lot could be answered through her eyes and see what she does. And then like chapter 8, Satoshi led chapter, that like seems and sounds right to me. It just feels weird. It would feel weird to me if we went back to Kechi. That's what I would say. But like, we could also get like a mostly Mion, a Mion through the eyes of Mion, the one we've known as Mion most through the game. I don't know. We'll find out in either, 4 days? Either 4 days or 11 days from now. That's what we'll do. I'm, like I said, leaning towards 11 days. VOD watchers, you can catch back up. Yeah, you missed a couple streams. You're like, oh, I want to see a certain moment. Go find it in the YouTube channel. It's there. All of them are there. It gives me a little break from Higurashi reading, and then we can do some other stuff before then. So, we'll call it there. Quick stream. Didn't think we were finishing tonight. So that's cool. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating. I hope you have a nice rest of your night. Take it easy. Have a great rest of your week. I should be back on tomorrow night with something. Don't know what yet. It's either going to be a new game or we're going to, oh boy, get back to that shitty Naruto game. I'm probably going to think of something else to play though. So, take it easy. Have a good one. Good night.